So we don't really need any props for today's practice. Just whatever you like to use and you know that's helpful for you, but there are no requirements. And we are starting lying down on the back with the knees bent. Place your feet to any comfortable distance apart, arms down next to your sides, and relax. Now bring your awareness to your lower back. Keep your lower back in contact with the ground. And now on the next inhalation, you're going to press the feet into the mat, lower back into the mat, and roll the arms over the head. And then on the exhalation, bring the arms down and relax the tension in the legs and lower back. Do it 2 more times, please. On the inhalation, pressing the feet and the lower back into the mat, rolling the arms over the head, and then on the exhalation, bringing the arms down and releasing the tension. 1 more time like that. Okay. And then when you're finished with that, roll over onto your belly and take your crocodile position, Makarasana. Stacking the forearms. Bring the elbows into the body a little bit so the chest is elevated and there's length in the back of the neck as you place your forehead onto the stacked forearms. And relax. Feet apart. Relax your pelvis, relax the buttocks. Close your eyes, relax the shoulders. Stay in Makarasana. And now find your breath. And when you're ready, start expanding your breath. Be aware of the movement of the breath. What part of the body is moving as you breathe on your belly? And as you breathe deeply here, cultivate the sense of ease and inner awareness. And now come to Child's Pose. Knees apart, big toes either together or toward each other, arms stretch out over the head, forehead down. So if your forehead cannot reach the floor, you might want to place some support under your forehead, maybe a folded blanket, maybe a block. Okay. But it's better to have the head supported here. So your hands are on the mat and the rest of the arms are off the mat. Now press the hands lightly into the mat. Okay. And for the next 3 breaths, keep that connection of your hands with the ground, right? And squeeze the belly lightly on every exhalation. About 3 times, please. Good. And now, either you can choose to come up in downward facing dog for about 3 deep breaths, or stay in child's. Okay, if you choose to come up to downward dog, let's pay attention to some important points here. Your feet are about hip distance apart. Hands shoulder distance apart. The arms are straight and strong. You're firmly pressing your hands into the mat, especially the thumbs and the index fingers. The sit bones reach up to the sky. If you feel that your back is rounding, you must bend your knees. So we don't want this to happen. Okay. In order to counter the roundness in the back, bend the knees to any degree. Okay. And then we're coming to the prone position, lying on the belly. If you want to take a plank and then lower down, you can, or just come down onto your belly in any manner. Okay. Place your hands for cobra, please. Bring your feet together. Unless you're having lower back issues, then keep the feet apart. Okay. So let's squeeze the elbows into the body. Press the tops of the feet into the floor, then the front of the pelvis. And then from there, from this strong base, keeping the length in the spine, inhale, come to cobra. Very little weight in the hands. Exhale, lower down. Again. Inhale. Chest comes up, shoulders move down away from the ears. Exhale, lower. One more time, a little bit higher. And then on the inhalation, come up to tabletop. And here you can choose either push down to child's pose or come up into downward dog. Now, if you're in child's, come up to all fours, hands and knees. And from either hands and knees or down dog, we're going to take the right foot forward, coming into lunge. Your choice, either high lunge or low lunge, bringing the left knee down. So wherever you are, come upright. So maybe you are here in the crescent lunge. Maybe you are here in the low lunge. All right. Okay. Let's press the hips down just a few times. So if you're in high lunge, right, like that, right? And then if you're in low lunge, exhale, press the hips down, inhale, come up. Good. And now bring your arms up. If you feel balanced, your balance is really good right now, maybe lift the head, look up at your hands. And then bring the hands down and step back either into tabletop or downward dog. Breathe deeply. One more breath. Extend. And now we're going to take the left foot forward in whatever way you choose to bring it forward, and then take the same variation of lunge as you did on the first side. And then let's come up and press the hip down on the exhalation. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hips down. Okay, and then let's take a few breaths in your variation of lunge, whatever you're doing, either high lunge or low lunge, but rise up, reach the fingertips up, bring the shoulder blades into the body and down. Maybe you choose to look up. And hands come down to the mat and step back either into downward dog or tabletop or maybe even child's pose. About 3 breaths. Okay, let's take another couple of breaths either in down dog or in child's or in tabletop, wherever you are. But this time we're gonna squeeze the belly towards the spine on the exhalation. 3 times, please. Big squeeze. Release on the inhalation and squeeze on the exhalation. One more time. Okay. And then if you're in down dog, bend your knees, lift the head, look where you're going, and walk your feet towards the hands, coming into the standing forward fold. If you're in any other position, just get yourself into standing forward fold carefully. Okay, bend your knees as you need. And now we're going to be focusing on the length in the back of the body, specifically the back of the legs. So focus on lengthening the legs, reaching the sit bones up. Relax the shoulders. Relax the head and neck. Big breath. Okay, from here, from the standing forward fold, Uttanasana, we're coming into the chair pose. So bend the knees. Reach your tailbone back, but bring a little bit more weight towards your toes. Now squeeze the belly, lift the root lock, engage the root lock, lifting the pelvic floor. Now bring the arms out to the sides. Good. And then bring the arms alongside the ears for your chair pose. Alternatively, you can cactus the arms or arms forward parallel to the floor. 3 breaths. Keep the pelvic floor engaged. And on the next inhalation, come up, reach up, look up, and exhale, roll the arms down. Okay, you can move around here a little bit. Just loosen up the body. Okay, take your feet out for triangle. Okay, let's start on the left side. So turn your left foot out. If your right hip wants to come forward when you do that, that's fine. Let it come forward. Now look down at your alignment, heel to arch or heel to heel. And let's bring the right toes a little bit more forward. Towards the left foot. Okay? All right. Let's extend the arms out. Reach out. Stretch the joints. And then reach with your left fingers and then rotate into your triangle. Good. Don't let that right shoulder come forward. The chest is open. Like you're trying to twist the chest up towards the sky. And then extend your left arm, your bottom arm, in front of you. Okay, release the top arm. Engage the belly if you haven't. And come up. Arms out, palms facing forward. And release the arms down. Parallel the feet. Just one breath here. And turn the right toes out. Adjust your left foot. Feel free to let the left hip come forward, but not the left shoulder. Okay? So the chest is facing right in front of you, where you're looking. Okay. Let's bring the arms out. Reach out through the fingertips. And then reach through the right fingers, through the right hand even more. And then rotate. And let's bring the right arm forward. Now feel the strength in your pelvic area. This is where it all stems from. So strong abdominals, root lock engaged. One more breath. And then on the inhalation, come up, arms out, palms facing forward. And release the arms, parallel the feet. Okay. Step the feet together, shake off. Move the pelvis. All right. And let's take the feet to about shoulder distance apart. Bend your knees. Hands over the knees. Arms straight, and let your shoulders come to the ears for a few rounds of the... We'll start with just a few rounds of the abdominal squeeze and then progress to Agnisara. Okay. So put the weight of your upper body into your arms. And on your, take a deep breath in through the nose. And on the exhalation, squeeze the belly towards the spine. Inhale, release. Again. You can stay with the abdominal squeeze, or you can go into Agnisara. So if you choose to go onto Agnisara, same thing on the exhalation, but you start with pressing the feet down and then lifting the pelvic floor, squeezing the lower abdominals and then the upper abdominals, all in one exhalation. And then try to release in the reverse order. This is kind of the hardest part of this exercise. Okay, let's do about 5-6 rounds of this. Hollow out the belly as much as you can on the exhalation. Squeeze, squeeze hard, and then release completely. Stay with, keep your awareness on the area that you're working. One more time. And then before you come up, tuck the chin into the chest, and then come up. All right, let's take mountain pose. Find your mountain. Breathe. Okay, let it go. Let it go. Okay. Bring your arms out to the sides, feet to hip distance apart. Bend your knees, chair pose. So, okay, bend your knees. Now tuck the tailbone a little bit. Lift the chest. And then bring the arms out, up. And on the next exhalation, fold forward. Inhale, long spine, come up halfway, abs in. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat, and step back into downward dog. Or onto all fours, tabletop. Okay, and bring the knees down to the mat if you haven't already. And let's take the right knee forward for pigeon. So take your right knee forward and to the right side of the mat. And right foot to the left side of the mat. And then tuck your left toes. Tuck your left toes and walk that left leg away from you to the back. So you reach the really good extension in your left leg. And in this pigeon, we're going to stay upright. We're not coming down. So let your hips drop down. And do not shift to either side. If you need some support under your right hip, you can stick a block or a blanket underneath your right hip. But do keep extension in the spine. Breathe. See if you can drop the hips down a little bit more as the body starts to release, but don't push. Okay, good. And now to transition to the other side, either take your downward facing dog or tabletop. stretch it out. Good. And then let's take pigeon on the other side. Again, elongate your right leg by tucking the toes and walking it back. Support yourself with your straight arms. If you need support under the left hip, you can stick a block or a blanket underneath it. Like this. Good. And now elongate the front of the spine. Breathe. Shoulders down. Okay. Now, to come out of this is what we're going to do. Release if you have support under your left hip, take it out. Now shift onto your left hip and then bring that right leg forward. And then take your legs wide apart. Okay, let's bend the right knee and bring it in. The right foot, either to the left thigh, or you can just place your right foot anywhere where you feel comfortable. So it can be anywhere along the left leg, it can be into the groin, or maybe out, even out like that. It's up to you. And you can always, if you need support, you can place a block under your right knee. Okay. All right. Inhale, elongate, reach the crown of the head up. And then on the exhalation, fold over the extended leg. Breathe. On your next inhalation, come up. Exhale, fold over the bent knee. Inhale, come up. And if your hip wants to come up when you fold to the side, let it. And now on the exhalation, fold in the center. You can bring the hands forward. You can walk the hands away from you. And here, let your back relax. Hang the head. Let the back relax. So your back is rounded. But see if you can round it evenly all along the spine. So we're looking for sort of a symmetrical curve here. Breathe. If you lightly press your hands into the floor in front of you, that will help to find that even curve in the spine. Breathe. Good. And on the inhalation, lift the head, walk the hands back towards you, come upright. Upright your spine. Open both legs out. Now make sure your spine is in a good shape here. So your shoulders are right over the hips, abdominals are lightly engaged. So you're not overarching, you're not rounding the back. Crown of the head is reaching up. Take a deep breath. Good. And then bend the left knee and bring your left foot in wherever you're taking it. Now inhale, elongate, and exhale, fold over the extended leg, right leg. About 3 breaths here. Deep breath, deep, slow breath. On the inhalation, come up. And exhale, fold over the left knee, the bent knee. 1 breath. Your right hip, if your right hip is coming up, that's okay, let it. On the next inhalation, coming up to center. And exhale, fold in the center. Bring the hands forward. And then relax your back, hang the head. And then when you're ready, lightly press the hands into the floor. Trying to achieve that symmetrical curve in the spine. Breathe. And to come out, lift the head. On the inhalation, walk the hands back towards you. Come upright. Open the legs out wide. And just take 1 or 2 breaths with the spine, the upper body in a good alignment. Abdominals in. Okay. And now we're going to bend both knees and bring the feet together. Feel free to sit on something to elevate yourself if you need to, or if it feels better, right? Okay, so you can bring the feet together, or like you're trying to bring the feet together, but they don't actually have to be all the way together. And your knees can be higher. I mean, it depends on you. So all of these are perfectly good variations. Okay, so hold on to your legs wherever you are. Now engage the abdominals, lift the perineum floor, elongate the spine, abdominals in, shoulders down. Now bring your awareness to your shoulder blades and bring them into the body and slide the shoulder blades down along the spine. And now you either choose to stay right here, or maybe start reaching the chest forward. Don't let your shoulders come to the ears. Reaching the chest forward. Imagine you're trying to bring your belly towards your heels. Not your nose, not your chest. So let your collarbones settle deep into the body. Let your shoulder blades settle deep into the body. Close your eyes. The back is straight. Good. And now relax your back. Let your back round, hang your head. Breathe here. And on the inhalation, come up. Now use your hands to bring your knees together. Okay. And now bring your chest towards your knees. Sit upright. Do not hang the head here. Sit upright. Spine long. Neck long. Okay. Release. And now bring your feet to the left, knees to the right. like this, okay, for our twist. Then we're not gonna go very far back here, but the form is very important. So inhale, elongate the spine, and then exhale, starting from the waist. Twist to your right, bring both hands to the right side, and we're staying right here, not going anywhere. Breathe. Now lift the root block again, lift the pelvic floor. Engage the pelvic floor lightly. Keep it. On the next inhalation, come back to center. Good. Okay, and let's change legs. Knees to the left, feet to the right. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist from the waist. Try to keep your spine as extended, as elongated as possible here without striving. Don't forget the root block. Breathe. And on the next inhalation, coming back to center. Okay. Extend the legs in front of you and shake them off. You can roll the feet. Just move your legs. Okay, let's work on the abs a little bit. So come prop yourself on the elbows like this. So what we do not want is collapsing like this, right? So we want to push the chest up and maintain it. Okay, so if possible, you will bring both legs up, or you can keep one foot on the ground. And another variation, you can lower your back to the ground. Okay. All right, so either one leg or both legs. Okay. Inhale. Lower one leg as close to the floor as possible without losing the shape. One full breath here. Exhale, inhale. And then on the exhalation, bring the leg back up. So we're going to do 3 of these on each side. The other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring the leg up. The first leg. Inhale, lower. One full breath. Exhale, bring it back up. The second leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, bring it up. One last time on each side. Stay strong. And the last time. And bend the knees. Place the feet down. And come lie down on the back. Relax your back. Roll over to the side and come up to seated. Okay, simple seated twist, cross-legged. So just remember which foot is in the front. So you will be twisting to the side of the front foot. Inhale, exhale, twist. Next inhalation, center. Maintain the length in the spine. Exhale, twist to the other side. Oh, forgot to change legs. So we're changing legs and then twisting to the other side with that foot in the front. Okay, and on the inhalation, center. All right, now I'm gonna offer you Dolphin Pose, and again, you can choose whether to do a more strenuous variation or practice according to where you are, please, this morning. Okay, let's bring the elbows down, forearms down. It's advisable to have the forearms parallel, but if you need to, if that hurts your shoulders, you can angle the forearms and clasp the fingers if you wish. So, okay. Now engage the abdominals. Lift the belly towards the spine. Right? Okay. Now tuck the toes. You can lift the knees and just hang out here, but keep the abs strongly engaged. Right? You can choose to lift the pelvis up and walk the feet towards the elbows and then push back into dolphin pose, like that. So you can choose to stay right here for about 2-3 breaths, or if you feel strong, you can add some movement here. So imagine that there's like a marble on the mat and you're trying to move it forward with your nose. Keep the shoulder blades into the body. Okay. If you choose to do this, inhale, roll that marble in between your hands with the nose. On the inhalation, exhale, push back. 2 more times. Good. And then bring the knees down. Come sit upright on your heels for a moment. If that's not available, stay in tabletop. Don't go anywhere, just sitting here with the spine upright. Okay, let's come down on the belly for a little bit of back work. Okay. Extend your arms back, palms down. And now, if possible, bring the chin to the mat, like this. Now, firmly press the arms, the hands into the floor. And on the inhalation, lift one leg. It's essential to press the chin and the arms into the floor. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bring the other leg up. Exhale, lower. And now either lift one leg at a time, one more time, or bring both legs up. Press the hands into the floor. The legs are not coming up too much, just a little bit there. Good, and release. Release, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Push up into tabletop. One big breath here in tabletop. And then push back into child's pose and bring your arms back this time, like this. Let your shoulders relax and droop to the floor. Breathe. Stay in child's pose a little bit longer, a couple more breaths. Okay, and now let's come down on the back. Lie down on your back. You can take your arms to the sides, palms up or down at the shoulder level, and then bring your legs into tabletop position. Right? And now we're going to lower the knees to sides with the breath. Inhaling in the center. Try to keep your lower back in contact with the ground when you're in the center. Okay, and then on the exhalation, bring the knees down to one side as close to the ground as possible. And then inhale, bring the knees back up to center. And exhale to the other side. Okay, 2 more times to each side with the breath. Inhale, exhale. Keep the knees together. Okay. And then when you're finished with 3 times to each side, bring the feet down, bring the arms down, and take a couple of resting breaths here. Okay, prepare for bridge pose. Bring the heels closer to the body, feet and knees hip distance apart, arms down. And then push into the feet, start lifting the pelvis up. You can intertwine the hands underneath the shoulders, underneath the back. Roll the shoulders in one at a time. So the chin is neutral. The sternum is moving up towards the chin. Keep the feet and your inner thighs engaged. Maybe push up a little bit higher. Breathe. And then release the hands and slowly lower down, 1 vertebra at a time. Pull the way down. Just let your lower back rest on the ground. Okay, and now bring the knees into the chest. And rock side to side. And now is a good time for any passive inversion of your choice. You can use the support block or bolster under your lower back for this variation of Viparita Karani, inverted action pose. You can actually do it without any support. You can just hang out with the legs up. You can stick your hands underneath your lower back. right? Or maybe you want to come up into the classic Viparita Karani pose. So supporting your pelvis with your hands, and the legs are at about 45-degree angle. Good. All right. And then take good care to take yourself out of the pose. Bring the feet down. And now hug your knees into the chest. But try not to lift your shoulders off the ground. Try to keep your shoulders down, and then just feel your back of your shoulders on the ground. If you need to, you can hold the thighs instead of the shins or the knees, just so you can keep the shoulders down. So ground your shoulders, ground through the shoulders. Close your eyes. Okay. Now stay right here if you wish, just for a couple more breaths, or you can let your knees open to the side, just stretching the hips, the groin one more time. Maybe even shifting side to side. Breathe deeply. Okay, now bring your knees together. Hug your knees into the chest, and then lift the shoulders, reach your nose to the knees. Good. And release. And prepare yourself for the relaxation. Preferably Shavasana, lying the corpse pose, lying flat on your back with the feet and hands away from the body, apart. Just so your feet and arms and hands are not touching anything, not your body. Try not to touch any things, any props. And of course, you can have your knees bent if needed, or support under your knees, but just try to be as close to Shavasana as possible and comfortable. Okay. All right, so now bring your awareness to the back of the body and broaden and soften the back of the body. Your arms and legs are symmetrically arranged. Let your body soften into stillness. Let your mind start moving towards stillness. Let the body become quiet. Release any tension around the breath. Your breath is gradually becoming slower and more subtle. Allow the body to relax and breathe. And now notice your face and soften the skin of the face. Draw your attention deeper, as if you're looking deeper into the body. Soften the jaw, the throat, the base of the neck, tops of the shoulders. Relax the shoulders and the upper back. Relax the arms, the hands, and the fingers. Be aware of the breath. Now, up the arms. Settle your awareness on the base of the throat. And now center chest. Notice your rib cage, front and back. And be aware of your breathing. Now bring your awareness to the solar plexus, the lower ribs, and the navel center. Now draw your attention down to the pelvis, hips, thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, and toes. Rest your awareness at the tips of the toes. Breathe. Now up through the legs, knees, thighs, hips, center pelvis. Now bring your awareness to the navel center, center of the chest, base of the throat, and center forehead. Now be aware of the breath. Feel the touch of breath in the nose. And now draw your awareness to the eyebrow center, in between the eyebrows. Become aware of the inner space of the body. Feel your whole body breathing. Let your awareness rest in the body and in the breath. Sense the whole inner space of your body. Now feel the weight of your body, how heavy your body is on the floor. Feel the floor beneath you and the space around you. Feel the inner and outer space of your body. And now start wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, bend your knees and roll over to one side. Just take maybe a breath or two on your side. And then when you're ready, quietly and smoothly come to a comfortable seated position. And we will finish with some pranayama. We will start with 3 rounds of 11 of Kapalabhati breathing. It's a forceful exhalation, and then you inhale by just relaxing. So letting the inhalation happen. So sit upright in a good posture, but make sure you're not struggling. You can even sit in the chair if you wish here. Okay? So breathing through both nostrils at your own pace. 11 bursts. And then rest for 3 deep breaths through both nostrils, and then the next round, and then the next round. So don't forget to rest in between the rounds, just feeling and absorbing it, that energy that's being stirred up. Okay, so whenever you're ready. And don't forget to pump your belly on the exhalation. Okay, next round. And the last round. Okay. So your rhythm and pace may be different, but since this is a public class, we need to adhere to some time constraints. So now we're going on to the Nadi Shodhanam, the alternate nostril breathing. Okay. I will guide you through it. So breathe a deep breath in with both nostrils open. And then close the right nostril and slowly exhale through the left. Inhale through the right. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. And now release and take 3 deep breaths through both nostrils. Relax the shoulders. Okay. Open your eyes. Bring the hands to Anjali Mudra. And please join me in our closing. One Om and the peace invocation. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.